Hello and welcome to another episode of the Simon and Friends podcast. I am Simon Short. Joining me this week is nobody. I don't have any friends. Now, listen, this is the video only episode for the week. If you want the audio exclusive episode, that is on a completely different subject on the audio version of the Simon and Friends podcast, Apple and Spotify. You can go there, follow that podcast feed. You will hear my full episode for the week with Muhammad Mehdi, and we talk nerd culture. We're talking comic book movies and shows, updates, Peacemaker season 2, some MCU fun projects, fixing the MCU, some big picture DCU thoughts, and then some other pop culture things that came up in the episode as well. So we hit a little bit of everything. If you're new to this feed, if you're new to this show, if you only started watching when things went up on YouTube, I do that maybe 4 or 5 times a year when there's a new movie that comes out, new show that comes out. I try to get on with Muhammad and we talk about that stuff as well. What I'm going to be doing now this season, now that the podcast is simultaneously going up on YouTube and on audio, is those episodes are going to be audio only. So if you're coming here, you found us on YouTube, you started following the show, you watch on YouTube, you're mostly just here for the NFL content. You can get that every single week here on YouTube. Anytime I do an episode like that, I will have something like this up. Something short, 20 minutes, usually by myself, just of what's happening in the NFL that week, that time, what's something I want to talk about. So that's what you can expect. If you are looking for that, if you're interested in that, if you came here and you're like, wow, I didn't know this person also did that stuff, go to the audio version of the feed, Apple, Spotify, come back to this video later, and you can check that out. But if you're just here for the NFL stuff, thank you so much for being here. I also always plug box score on these episodes, but especially the weeks when I don't do full NFL content. Check out the Box Score Network YouTube channel. We just started putting draft content up. So Ben Parker over on Pro Football Enterprises, his YouTube channel. They've started draft stuff. I've obviously started draft stuff here. Box Score Network is going to start having that draft stuff as well as additional stuff moving forward, getting you ready for the 2026 draft. And then all these pods are active, getting you through the NFL season, giving you some soccer updates, getting through the college football season. So make sure you check out all of these shows as well. All right, so today this is going to be super easy, pretty quick. I did those preseason shows. If anybody saw, remembers, we did a position group draft, a team wins draft. We also did a preseason award show. We'll kind of do a check in on that in a few weeks, halfway through the season, just about with Peyton, where we'll do a midseason award show. So I think that's technically 5 weeks from now. We'll be doing a midseason award show where we hand out the end of season awards for the first half of the year. So we'll kind of do that. Power rankings, that's kind of a check in every single time we do a power rankings. So basically, my check in today is going to be on the team wins draft and on the position group draft that I did with Josh, Kev, Ronan, and John Bueller of Fansided. So we're going to check all those out right now. Let's dive in. Let's talk about the team wins draft first. So how are we all tracking on this basically? John, you can see first on the left there, he's tracking 4 out of 10 hits so far. Saints and Dolphins were the unders that he's hitting on. Patriots and Falcons, those overs look good. So that's a good place to be. The Saints at 5.5 at 1 win right now. That looks like they're going to be trying to get that first overall pick. Dolphins, same thing, 1 win. That should be an easy under of the 8.5. Patriots on pace for 12 wins, 11, 12 wins right now. We'll see if they keep that up, but the offense is legit. Falcons defense. John and I had this back and forth on that pod. He said he believed in that new Falcons defense. I didn't. It's not the way we kind of expected necessarily what it would look like. It's a lot of blitzing. It's a lot of the linebackers and defensive tackles getting pressure. Edge rushers cleaning up a little bit. Jeff Ulbrich is blitzing the crap out of the ball right now, though. That defense is looking pretty good. Obviously, it's super unfortunate with the Bengals and Joe Burrow. That's going to impact another portion of this episode here shortly. But the Bengals are looking like they're trending towards another under with a Burrow injury. Titans look like that's going to be a heavy under of their 5.5. So that's not looking good for John. Same with the Rams, who, if Puka comes back fairly healthy fairly soon, look like they're going to be a double-digit win team, no problem. The three that are a little more 50-50 as of right now. The Commanders over 9.5, and then the Giants and Bears going under their 5.5 and 8.5 was how John saw it preseason. Right now, the Giants are trending towards 6 wins, so that's over their 5.5. The Bears are trending 9 wins, which is over their 8.5. And the Commanders are trending 9 wins as well, which is under their 9.5. I think the Giants and Bears, the way they're trending, looks like the way it's going to go for them. I think those teams can get to 6 and 9 wins respectively. The Commanders, though, I expect that to trend a little more in their favor. They didn't have Jane Daniels for a couple games. It was a close game against the Bears on a last second field goal on Monday night. So I think I think they'll end up tracking more favorably towards the over here shortly. So if that gets John to what's that, maybe like 5 or 6 hits, that's pretty good. I'll skip to Josh here on the other side. Shout out Josh, ever the optimist. His overs on the Cowboys, Texans, Jets, and Ravens look like DOA misses for various reasons. Cowboys defense, Texans offense, Jets jetsing, and the Ravens just their slew of injuries. That looks like those are 4 easy misses. The Cardinals are also tracking to be heavy unders on that 8.5. Um, I didn't know what to do with that Cardinals over under, and you could see that was Josh's last pick. We all had a hard time with that one, but only 2 wins so far for the Cardinals. Things don't look great. And then Josh, his one under he picked of Denver 9.5 is not on track to hit. But to his credit, I don't think they look like a convincing 10-win team. But with already 4 wins thus far through the season, they should be doing okay. So he's tracking for 4 out of 10 as well. The Bills, the Niners, despite all the injuries, both teams look like clear overs. The Bucks, all their injuries, clear over. That 9.5 looks good. And then the Vikings, 8.5. We'll see. They're tracking to 9 wins right now, I think. We'll see how things look on that offensive side of the ball in the back half of the season, final 2/3 of the season. But that is tracking positively as well. So if that ends up being, you know, three out of 10 with all those overs. That's probably not a bad hit rate in terms of taking all the overs, but yeah, that's a tough one for Josh so far. And then me, not to toot my own horn, but listen, I'm currently tracking hits 6 out of 10, not even counting Green Bay, who I'm technically counting as a miss with 3 wins and a 9.9.5 over under. So if that can get me to 7, I feel pretty good about that. Um, Chiefs, Steelers, Eagles, clear overs for me. Jags are doing well. The Browns under is looking pretty good, even though that 4.5 is still a little scary. But 1 win so far, and they're on Dylan Gabriel time. Does not look good for the Browns. Um, the Seahawks over that 8.5. The 8.5 for me and them was okay, elite defense, and then we have no idea what the offense is going to be. Well, the offense is pretty freaking good so far. So that looks like a good double-digit win team there. Um, but the Colts were a clear miss for me. They're going to crush that 7.5. The Raiders looks like 90% likely that's going to be a miss for me. With that 6.5, that does not look like a 7-win team. And then the Lions, they're the tricky ones. I mean, they were my second to last pick, 10.5. For a few weeks there, weeks like 3, 4, and 5, 2 through 5, they look like one of like the best team in the NFL. And that game against the Chiefs was a tough one for them. So we'll see. I think that could still pretty easily fall on either side of that 10.5. But yeah, good so far for the Detroit Lions. And that team wins draft so far, tracking not too bad for me. But the Colts and the Raiders were clear misses on my side. Next up, let's hit the position group draft here. This is always a fun one. And remember, caveat for the position group draft is each team can only be represented one time. So you can't draft Josh Allen and the Bills O line or Joe Burrow and the Bengals skill group, right? So we had to have 15 different teams represented in this draft. So looking across the way this time, all at quarterbacks, I'm kind of going to win this by default, probably. Joe Burrow out for the season, most likely. Lamar out an extended period of time. The Ravens just banged up all over offense, not playing super well. But Patrick Mahomes is still having a really good season. He's fifth in touchdowns, sixth in yards, and 10th in EPA per dropback. And he has 11 runs of 10 or more yards, which is eighth in the NFL and first among quarterbacks. So he's adding his value through his run game, but his pass game is also going really well so far. Since all those receivers have started to come back healthy again, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton being defined, their downfield passing attack has done well. So Patrick Mahomes is winning, looking good for me there. Skill group, Eagles are obviously feeling it with everything going on there. Landon Dickerson not being at 100% or playing most of this season so far severely impact their running game and no real passing game to speak of for them. And the Vikings also off to a slow start with bad quarterback play. So this is a clear win for Kev and those Lions who I mentioned. Like they don't even aside from week one, don't even look like their offensive coordinator left the building. They are just the offense is doing everything it ever has and wants to, and it looks really good doing it. So good for them. I sounded really salty on that one. Good for them. Offensive line, sheesh, I might win this one by default again. Tampa has been playing really admirably for the fact that they're all pro, all world, best offensive lineman in the league. For my money, left tackle Tristan Wirfs was out those first few weeks. And not only was he out, their starting center was playing left tackle. Graham Barton, the left tackle in college, center for the Bucs so far, second year player. He was out there playing left tackle. So left guard Ben Bredesen was playing center. Admirable effort while those guys were all banged up. Cody Mock hurt early on. Um, but they're starting to get a little bit healthier. The Chargers, obviously, Slater goes down before the season starts. I think the Slater injury actually happened like the day after we did this draft. So Ronan was already feeling it, but then Joe Alt goes out as well. Uh, Herbert, I think, has the second most quick pressures taken so far in the season. That's obviously not working out for them. But the Bills, meanwhile, listen, it's not just because of the injuries. They're also playing awesome. They are currently second. They have the second highest rush success rate in the league, as well as the 10th highest rush yards before contact. And Josh Allen has faced the sixth fewest quick pressures per game in the NFL so far this season. So that offensive line is doing exactly what it's built to do. Maybe even playing a little bit better in the run game than I expected. But that Bills offensive line is playing well, so I will take the win there. Defensive front seven. Ronan could potentially get on the board here. This one was interesting. So Houston's been fine for me defensively, but they aren't quite the elite unit that I was projecting. A lot of that has to do with the offense, the position they're putting the defense in, but that is okay. They're still playing okay. The pass, honestly, their DBs might have probably should have been my pick instead of the front seven. But the defense is fine, but it's not elite. But here, Pittsburgh versus Cleveland is a really good matchup, actually. Cleveland's front seven, they're the best run defense in the NFL right now. EPA and DVOA, however you want to look at it. Whereas Pittsburgh probably has the edge from a pass rush standpoint. They're fifth in pressure rate, second in sacks, I think third in sack rate. So their pass rushers are getting after it. And neither team is really bad in the other direction, right? I think Cleveland's literally 12th in pressure rate, and Pittsburgh is literally 12th in rush EPA allowed. So they're mirroring each other in terms of what they're elite at. Pittsburgh elite pass rush, and then above average run defense, and Cleveland vice versa, elite run defense, above average pass rush. So to get Ronan on the board, to be a little bit of a homer, to put down the Browns any chance we get, uh, I'm going to give the edge to Ronan in this one because also the last 2 weeks, Pittsburgh sacks have been up and their rush yards allowed have been down. Whereas for Cleveland, it's flipped. Their rush yards allowed is increasing. So if that was kind of their calling card, being that elite run defense, maybe those advanced stats are just buoyed by the first 2 weeks of allowing less than 50 yards on the ground. And it's been up in the hundreds and moving on up since then. So I'll give the edge to Ronan. Why not? I'll play that card. It's my show. I can do that if I want to. And then defensive backs. Here's where I can't play any card for myself. The Jets have been horrible. The Patriots didn't play with Christian Gonzalez for the first few weeks. Hopefully they can trend back the other way. But advanced metrics wise, both of those teams are in the bottom 10 of defense, of pass defense, however you want to look at it. Meanwhile, Denver, they lead the league in sacks. They are top five in average separation allowed from a wide receiver, pass catcher, target getter standpoint. Um, Kev's whole argument was, by the way, they have the defensive player of the year. That still stands. That is a really good defensive back group for Denver. Everything they're doing right now on the defense is working out. So getting them represented was a great call by him. And this puts us in an awkward situation here. So Ronan has one group where he's winning so far, defensive front seven. Uh, Kev has two groups. He's got the skill group of the Lions, and he's got the DBs of the Broncos. And I have two groups as well. I have the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. I have the offensive line, Buffalo Bills. Now, you could say because Kevin Ronan kind of had a toss up for the front seven, maybe Kev gets the edge, right? That would give him the best defense and the best skill group. I get, and I'm an overall defense backs and front seven. But I would argue quarterback and offensive line, pretty important, pretty important. Uh, I should be a gracious host and just give the win to Kev, but instead I'll leave it up to you guys. Hit the comments below. tell us who you think, if any of my analysis there was off on the position group draft or again on the team wins draft. Let me know. Team wins, I kind of just did who was tracking where statistically a third of the way through the season. But if you think one of these teams is up for a major turnaround one way or another, and you think that one of my projections is going to be off, please comment on that. Let me know. But here on that position groups draft, a little more subjective. I try to give some stats here, but if you think this is going in either way, or you want to give Kev the nod because he was closer on the defensive front seven, getting that win, or if you want to give me the nod because I have the quarterback, most important position in the NFL, and again I'm winning by default with some injuries there. Let us know that too. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out Box Score Network. Again, thank you all very much for being here. Again, it's a short video, 15-20 minutes here. This is what I'm gonna do anytime I do one of those comic book movie reviews, nerd culture check-ins with my pal Muhammad. So if you're into that stuff, go to the audio version of the pod, Apple or Spotify, the Simon and Friends podcast. We'd really appreciate it. Follow over there. Fun stuff. It's the same show most of the time, but for the 10% of the time I do something different. That will be audio only, and this will be the format of the show on those weeks here on the NFL YouTube side. So thank you all so much for checking this out. Have fun and be safe out there.